Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, I rarely start out with a chart, but I did. So the chart up right now is for the SPY. I believe it's a 4-hour chart. Now, what you can see is what we've been seeing since the very beginning of April is consolidation, meaning we just went up a whole bunch from 394 to like 410, 412 in the course of like 2 or 3 or 4 trading days. Volume spiked. If you're looking at volume with me, what's happening? Well, we see a couple of outflow days intermediately. Okay. So what do we see? We see on the downside 407. Where was the top side? 415. Where have we been trading? Same thing I told you guys the other day. We've been trading a very tight range. How does that affect your trading style? It should affect your trading style because you should be entering shorter term plays, meaning you're in, you're out, you secure 20% profit. You're in, you're out, you secure 30% profit. Patience, patience, patience. It would be great just to make one successful trade a day. If you challenge yourself just to make one trade a day and be successful on it, I guarantee your trading as a whole will improve. Now, let's talk about what everybody's thinking about, right? Elon Musk lost $3 billion overnight when Tesla went down. So, me, you, do you care? No. Why? Because we're looking to make money for ourselves. Each day I tell myself, it would be great to make 500, 1,000, 1,500. I'm not trying to kill it like I do or like I used to when I would be up 15,000, 22,000, then I'm down 7,000, then I'm up 14,000. That was just too much stress. So again, my trading style's changed. Patience, 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 waiting for an A plus entry, looking at the SPY ranges, right? The SPY ranges have been on point. So let's talk about the SPY first before we bring up the ranges. And again, we'll bring up the chart that I was just showing you and what I'm expecting. So when you look at the 4-hour chart, right, we're going back even to February. What can you see up here? We're consolidating. Now, someone can say, oh, we were consolidating here. No, there were bigger gaps, bigger downsides. We haven't really shown one of those downsides or 3 consecutive outflow days or 4 consecutive outflow days. And volume has been greater ever since we were right in this level right here. Let's just say call it the $400 level. We had ton of support, 402, let's call it, okay? So understand, everybody that's looking for the market to collapse, first of all, there's so many different support levels that I don't see that. I zoom out, and then when I zoom in on the 5-minute, what does this chart look to you? Looks like we dipped. They were buying the dip. We dipped. They were buying the dip. What does that tell you? If we dip, what am I going to be doing? Buying the dip. Yeah, I'm a bear in this market, but, Carlos is jamming out to something. It looks pretty good. Threw me off there, Carlos. Yeah, so let's talk about what else is going on. We'll talk about let me just remove the SPY. Let's get dark pool levels because somebody's been asking me about dark pool levels. And we'll do Tesla. Don't worry about it. But we're going to get to some other stuff that's important to gauge the market first. So let's share that, right? And then we're going to find, give me 1 second. We'll find the dark pool levels. Let me add this to the stream. This is Discord. Yeah, this is my latest trades up there first. Goldman Sachs, right? If you look at Goldman Sachs, now I can show you what I'm looking at Goldman Sachs, why I got interested in Goldman Sachs. Again, they had earnings. They offered a dividend. Goldman Sachs was down pretty big yesterday. It's basically flat. Okay, so this is your 5-day chart. Oh, man, I give you the full screen, I guess. 5-day chart, right? Goldman Sachs. There you go. All right, nothing impressive. Has to fill that gap from the earnings ex dividend, right? But if you go back to the 1-month chart, what do you see? 1-month chart. Well, I see inflow for like 6 straight days, kind of similar to McDonald's. McDonald's seems to go up every day, and it's had 2 red days, maybe 3 now in the past 21 trading sessions. And generally on the red days, it only draws back like not even a 1% drawback. It's usually like 0.14, like, a tenth of 1%, or, so it's I'm in Goldman. I bought shares and I bought a few different option plays, but okay. So we were going to bring up Discord and look at the SPY. Let's not get sidetracked, Matt. Here we go. Discord. Boom. What room do I go to? Well, I'll scroll up. Oh, what are all these other great rooms? Well, these are all trading ideas, algos and analytics using trading ticks. What do we use? Bullseye trades, right? These are pretty cool. Man, 50 new messages. So these are bullseye trades. What are bullseye trades? They usually pay out in a few days. I like to go out 2 weeks. What are they buying? Wells Fargo calls here. $40 calls, April of 21. Okay, so actually April of 21, it's pretty soon, right? Aren't we at April 20th? Expiration KRE, again, banking industry. So if they're telling me banks are going to go up, well, there's something I'm going to look at today. I'm going to be looking at banks. Whoa. For instance, I'm in the Goldman Sachs play. What else can we see? Dark pool levels. All right. So trading flows, golden sweeps. Golden sweeps are when you tell your broker you want to sweep all the volatility for that option off the table. Put sweeps on PayPal. What else do we have? The last couple of trades. Let's go up a line. Call sweeps on Meta. Okay. Premium they paid 1.2 million. Expiration May 5th. That is actually pretty soon. They usually go out a little longer. These are June, so these are longer dated. They probably think Bitcoin's going down. XOM, so you're talking about oil. ExxonMobil, 616. All right, option sweeps. But I like to go to the flows and algos room. Why? Because I could type in my own searches. If you want to learn how to type in searches, you'll go to the room above. It tells you all of the searches, okay? I feel like this is a lesson and shouldn't be. Again, let's go back. Damn computer. All right. Let's go back and we'll scroll by everybody else's good stuff. All right, dark pool levels. Here we go. Here's someone looked this up for me about 8 minutes ago. How great of that person. Let me make sure you can see it with me. You can. All right, so let's go to the dark pool levels and let's just see where the SPY is sitting. So the SPY is sitting pre-market, basically flat, 411.78. Now remember, we looked at the 5-minute chart. We can definitely see a run back. Closing in on 414, I would look for 414 to reject. That's just off yesterday's charts. What held true yesterday? About $10 and 410, and like I know it went down 410 to like 50, but like 410.90 or something like that was holding pretty. Got a good bounce. So what do the dark pool levels say? Great freaking question, Matt. All right, 415.28. There's relatively no dark pool level. So for instance, if there's a day where we're bullish, and this could be a week out or 2 weeks out, and you see us at 414 and you think we're going higher, you think the market's getting stronger, understand the next level up is a ghost zone where there's hardly any supply or demand. So if we hit 414 and the market is bullish, it's likely we'll go all the way to 418. Okay, so if you see any in the next couple of days, we break 414, you're like the market's strong volume, then yes, we're going to 418 unless dark pool level changes. All right, next level down, 413.81, 17 billion. Okay, decent level, huge level, 409.41. So what are the next levels? Well, this is a pretty narrow level. Usually it goes $2.50. You're talking about 412.34. All right, so that's a key number for me, 412.34. Understanding that when I'm watching the SPY, if we break 412.34 and we break it by 30 cents, we're going to the next level higher. So if I see the market at 412.50 and I see good volume, I know we're going to at least 414, which is 413.81 plus or minus. So that tells me I'm going to wait. If I'm going to enter puts, I want to wait till I see rejection, because if we break through 414, we're going to 418. Now, the contrary thought to that, or the counter argument, would be, hey, we've just been trading a narrow range. So the likelihood is we're going to go down to 410.88, okay? And then you've got 409.41. Now understand, these levels are popping up at smaller scales. What does that tell me? All right, and what does it tell you? We're trading a very, very narrow range. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the live stream, when I trade these days and I'm in and out of a trade, I'm looking for 27%, 33%, 18%. I'm looking to get in and out in like 10 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Rarely am I holding a few hours, except yesterday I held my Qs a few hours. Qs went up. I took profit. Qs went down. Did I take all the profit? No, I took like 69% or 67%. And then like 10 minutes later, it was at 104%. I think that was the high or something close to that. But again, I was happy, crazy happy at 69%. Let's remember, going to yesterday, I had some riot down. So I took a loss to start out the day. I bought those for 72. I sold them for 33. That sucks. And then I entered into some calls, which I made profit on. I think I made like $358. So I was down like 100, up 358. I made another 50 on the Qs. Again, it's small piles. Anybody thinks that I want to put a lot of risk into this crazy light volume market is absolutely delirious. Now, when I see a good position, let's just give you an example. Say the market falls for 2 straight days and we're breaking every level on the way down. Then I would say to myself, okay, let's ride that wave and up the ante. Let's take larger positions because I'm riding the wave. It was like if we were bullish every day for a week, after day 2.5, I would be like, okay, I'm going to ride that wave up. All right, so I've got a few other comments. We'll talk about some stocks. If you have any questions, please ask them on the side and we'll get to your question. But remember, Elon Musk lost $3 billion yesterday. Who cares? Not us. Who gives a fuck? Not us. Why? Because we're trying to make 100. We're trying to make $20. I don't care if you have a small account. You have $130 in your account, and this is what you're doing as a job right now. Then yeah, you're not looking to make $100 a day. You're looking to trade safe and make that $20 or $30. Okay, you're looking to grow a small account. You do that 20 times in a row. You compound that. I mentioned this the other day. Put in $1,000, make 1% a day for 2 years. 1% a day for 2 years, $180,000. Break it down, $90,000 a year. You don't have a job. You're starting with $1,000. You make 1% a day for 2 years of trading. Yes, you have to do it every day. You have to make the money every day, but that allows you to be so safe. I mean, you have $100. You want to make it 101 by the end of the day. The next day, you want to make it $102.10. I mean, it's easier than one would think. It's all about patience. It's all about watching the market. It's all about using supply or support and resistance levels. If you see the larger dark pool levels, and understand, I showed this the other day, but the dark pool levels are ridiculous these days. There's more action in the dark pool, meaning off market, than there is traded in the market. So if you're trading DraftKings and you're bullish DraftKings, understand there's 5 million shares traded today. There's about 6 million DraftKings shares traded in the dark pool. Simple fact. There are more shares traded in the dark pool. All right, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, totally. Let's show this one. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Morning all. Will the SPY go to 420 in April? People were saying 420 by 420. Wouldn't that have been wonderful? So you have two scenarios. And I will get rid of, I'm probably going to have to bring it back. I won't get rid of Discord. I'll just give you the two scenarios. The scenario is once we break that 414 level with good volume on the SPY, we're going to 418. Now, when we go to 418, we're probably going to 420 because that's a psychological level, the same way 400 was a psychological level. Now, here's the catch. Volume has been picking up. We've been trading a tighter level. So those expecting the market just to fall, free fall, SPY 380, SPY 350, going into recession. Yes, we're probably in recession already. All right, for everybody that doesn't understand that. But the point is, we are not going to free fall down to 350 on the SPY, 380 on the SPY. Screenshot it. We're trading a narrow range. If volume picks up and you see me in 2 weeks and we went down and we're like at 402 and volume's skyrocketing, I'll tell you, hey, man, volume's picking up. It's 100 million, 120 million a day. We're seeing a downfall. The next level down is this. The next level down, we got to step down. It's not like you're going to see a free fall. However, on the way up, we've definitely seen low volume spikes that are pretty ridiculous. All right, so we'll go to 420. If it goes past, all right, if it goes past 415, yes, it's going to 420. That's simple as that, okay? A lot of people go, calls above this level, puts above this level, and then you look at the stock price, right? These are all gurus. Stock price is 100. They're like, calls above 109, puts below 92. Yeah, no fucking doubt. I mean, the stock, you're telling me if the stock goes down 8%, you're okay to get into put positions. So understand, those guys are trading their own accounts using different strategies, but they're playing it safe for you. I'm more realistic. I'm like, okay, McDonald's keeps going up, being bought. They're buying the dips. They continue to buy the dips in the market. Yes. So good morning. All right. Tesla, please. Yeah, 100% Tesla, please. Do I know where the bottom is on Tesla? No. Was there outflow yesterday? Most definitely. Let me just bring up Tesla, give it a good look. Could it pop back this morning? I heard people on our Discord, specifically Love, thought that Tesla might be a buy in some people's minds at 165. Okay. Now Tesla was being bought up ever since April 5th. We had 7 out of 9 inflow days where they were buying it in expectation of earnings. Now, here's the problem for Tesla. Tesla is crushing the competition. Tesla is producing a shit ton of cars. Tesla did cut their margins on those cars that they're selling from like 18 or 19% to 14%, and their free cash flow has dried up. But they're also opening mega factories, gigafactories all over the place, and they are so far ahead of the competition that I read an article this morning pretty early at like 4 a.m. that said Tesla could put Lucid, Rivian, and Nikola out of business. I mean, that's just one person's opinion. Do I believe it? I don't know. But if I'm looking at Tesla's chart, man, I better zoom in. I'm looking at the 5-day chart. The only thing I could say is volume was superior yesterday. Usually when the stock drops off earnings or misses or cash flow or something like that, it continues to drop. It looks to rebound a little and then it drops harder. However, Tesla is its own beast. Tesla can do whatever Tesla wants to do. Volume was just sick yesterday on Tesla, and it seemed to find support end of the day. So you're going to have people buying up Tesla. Now you're still going to have the same bearish people in Tesla that are going to sell into every spike or every rip higher. So it's a question, who wins out? I really don't know. What would I do? I'd probably look on Discord. What would I look for? I would look for the top flows first. I want to see where Tesla's positioned. So let me find Discord. Let me go here. We're not talking about SPY anymore. And let's look at the top flow from yesterday. Top flow options. All right. So let's see what the top flows are. All right. Tesla. It's not even on the top flow. I actually thought it might be up here. I'm surprised to see AMC up here. It might make me put my eyes on AMC today. Netflix looks strong as shit. Coin sold off. BABA sold off. Remember, I took a BABA position yesterday. In at $33. 5 minutes later, out at $23. Lost $10 per contract. 5 contracts. It was a $50 loss. Okay, that was one of my losses yesterday. $50. Imagine the old me. Imagine if the old me was like, yo, I'm going into 120 BABA calls yesterday. And then what would I have done? The old me at $18 would have doubled down and bought another 120. And then just say, I don't even know where BABA is pre-market. I got to check it out now because I'm so curious. Down 1%. It's under $90. I would be shitting bricks. That's why I don't trade like that anymore. And that's why, you got to be more cautious because there could be a top flow, how it could end up negative. So let's just look. Again, Tesla's on the reverse side. Go back to Discord. What would I be looking to trade? I don't know. Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, they all looked strong yesterday before that sell-off. They were all green yesterday before that sell-off. I'd probably stay away from NVIDIA because there are other chip makers that just came out with earnings that were far and beyond what you think. So, yeah. And then Taiwan Semiconductor asked the U.S. government to stop saying bad things, that they shouldn't buy Taiwan Semiconductor because they're located in Taiwan. So that's okay. So I look at the top flow. Let's look at what's going on in the market. Let's look at the net flow. Oh, what were we doing for Tesla, right? Let's look at the net flow for Tesla. And then we'll look at the algo flow for Tesla as well. I mean, it's all going to be pretty bearish. And then we're going to look at the flow sum. We'll see all the open contracts for Tesla. All right, well, the flow sum isn't showing up because we're too early in the morning, and we use Trade Ticks. So anybody that follows Trade Ticks on Instagram or Twitter puts out good stuff. So what am I looking at the algo? Well, the algo is right in line with the stock price. What would be special if the algo was up here and the stock price was down here? If the algorithm was telling me 168 and the stock price was 162, that's called bullish divergence. That means they'll meet someplace in the middle. But right now they're following each other. So for me, there doesn't look like there's any arbitrage or opportunity there. What am I going to see? No doubt. I mean, calls are increasing a little, but still below zero. Puts are coming down a little, but they flaked back up as the price dropped. So there's no real surprise here. Again, there's nothing that tells me bullish or bearish divergence where I want to get into Tesla. So Tesla, for me, just wouldn't be a play today. I'm looking for some type of algorithm divergence where I know, yeah, what else we got? Yeah, Goldman seems solid. Again, I first wanted to stock at 50 shares. It went down a whole $1. I'm like, okay, now that it's down, why don't I buy 2 options for shits and giggles? Again, I posted it. I got in, I think, at like $49 each. Again, $100 trade. What would be great if Goldman spikes and I made like 300% on that trade? But what's more realistically going to happen? They're so far out of the money, but they expire next week. That's my new trading strategy, by the way. If I want to buy cheap options, I go out of the money, but I buy myself an extra week or 2 that allows me to be correct. So even if my stock drops, the underlying issue drops a few percent, and we see just choppiness and I got in at the wrong time, it gives me enough time to be correct. So that's what I like to do. What do we do? Yeah, please like this live stream if you actually like the live stream. If you don't, it's cool. You probably won't be back tomorrow. If you will be back tomorrow, how about a thumbs up? Kathy Wood buying Tesla like crazy again. Probably. And it's not just Kathy. There are other people on the street. Now, she came out with a prediction. She was on CNBC and she said $2,000. But what she said is bullish, 2,500, bearish, 1,400. They have tons of algorithms, tons of data that they're putting into the market share, how much spending, consumer credits, government credits, tax credits. She's going to be somewhat close if the economy continues. You understand the economy has to keep growing. Now, the fact about a recession is, we'll talk about that another day. Let's go back to stocks. All right, what am I seeing? Is Snap good to buy? I saw a shitload of downward pressure on Snap. Again, you're looking for a company with earnings. If you wanted to play Snap, you'd be looking at maybe I would rather play Meta. I mean, it did just throw up on itself yesterday, which is crazy because I was actually looking at Snap puts the day before when it was $11.20. And it went down to $10.14 where it closed at. Could it bounce back? Yeah, you could get a bounce out of Snap today. Looking at the 5-day chart, but it could probably fall more. I would probably look to Meta. I might look at Pinterest. Let me just see what Pinterest looks like. I know there's more interest in Pinterest than Snap right now. Pinterest looks pretty shitty too. 5-day, you're at a low. So understand, it would be great if you were like, it's going to rebound and you bought it at the low, which is absolutely now. But what if it falls and you're down another 30% to start that contract? So I might wait on that one. Yeah, let's look at NVIDIA. Remember, NVIDIA has a shitload of support. It's number one in its industry. Why is that important? Because institutions, hedge funds, other funds, holding companies, when they have to buy and they do a sector rotation, they're looking for best in class. So if you go to healthcare, you're looking at UNH, like United Healthcare. When you're looking at chip sectors, I mentioned a couple other stocks, but you're looking at NVIDIA. If you buy those other stocks, you've got to buy some NVIDIA as well. So as the chips, what was the company that was CDW, I guess, right? Is that the company? Let's look at the 5-day here. They came out, CDW, the other day when they came out with their forecasting, and they basically said of all these Q companies like Apple and Tesla and Amazon, they're all going to have single-digit losses in revenue for the next year. They came out and they're usually pretty accurate. And they said, whereas everybody thinks you're going to have single digit gains, we're going to have single digit losses. So yeah, when that happens and when earnings start coming in and their projections, and it might take 3 months and it might take 4 months, 5 months. When you see that market turn, and I don't think we're there yet, and I'm a bear, I'm going to be ready for it because we will drop hard. But for right now, the market has tons of support and they continue to buy the dip. So yeah, I did say I'd go over NVIDIA. So sorry. Yeah, hit that like button, please. It would be nice if you like what I do. Here's what I look at NVIDIA 5-day chart. What could it look like? It could look like a cup and a handle, and it's going to come up a little bit. Again, if I'm looking at the 1-month chart, what am I seeing? Again, consolidation. I think the whole market is consolidating. We're trading a very narrow range between 407 and 414 for the last 11 trading days. So yeah, I mean, they were buying NVIDIA for 4 straight days. Yesterday was an outflow day because everybody was selling everything yesterday. So yeah, I mean, NVIDIA, when it pops, if it pops, you're going to see it back at 284, okay? So you're talking about it's going up 7% if it pops, okay? 284 is your bull case scenario on NVIDIA. Your bear case scenario is, oh shit, it's got to get back to 258 level. So $13 down, what's that about? 6.5%. So yeah, that's kind of what I would think. Not sure if I mentioned Apple, but what happened this morning to Apple? I wish somebody would tell me what happened this morning for Apple. I was all over Twitter. I made another posting in another site, hoping somebody would say, here's what happened. I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, manipulation. I mean, somebody planned on selling right at 6:30 on the dot. They sold. They got rid of their shares. It's been spiking ever since. It's retail traders buying the dip, thinking Apple's going to buy the dip. Let me just see. Apple plans iPhone. Nope, that is nothing. Let's see if anybody else here is Wednesday. E-chat, bear trap of 150 by next week. Again, I would be extremely cautious on Apple. Now, Apple does control the market. You take what Apple's price change is. Now, you multiply it by 7%, and that's how you get Apple's contribution to the NASDAQ 100. So, yeah, I will definitely be still watching. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Wish, what was Wish up? Like 17% this morning? Something like that. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to Wish. I was in 18%. Wish was a short squeeze play of mine, and they did like a 30-to-1 reverse stock split. The stock went to $12. Great. Then it went down to like $8. I'm like, it still has the same number of shares outstanding. In fact, when they do a 30-to-1 reverse split, they take, there's a third of the shares that were outstanding. So now when they're saying they're doing a 50 million share buyback, the stock skyrockets because it's generally light on volume, has a market cap of 167 million. So I don't know if they're doing a $50 million buyback. If they are, let's just say that's about what, 7 million shares. And if they're doing, yeah, probably that's what they're doing. Yep, I rock. Thank you so much. I wish everybody did that. And if you think that, share the video with other people. I will answer questions. We'll look up stocks. Remember, I used to play a game after market, buy, sell, or hold. And I used to pretend someone gave me some shares of a stock. And I was like, would I buy, sell, or hold this? I'm going to tell you, and we'll play that again. I thought it was something to do with semiconductors. I don't know. You'd see AMD, NVIDIA, Micron. I haven't looked again. I take my kids to school in the morning. I bake breakfast. I make their lunch. I take them to school. I get them dressed. I'm a normal person. So when I come on here to share my thoughts, yes, I spent years on Wall Street, years working for a hedge fund. Then I worked for JP Morgan, Greenwich Capital, Salomon Brothers, D.E. Shaw. So I'm here to help you. Now, I was out of the game for a while, but because of the pandemic, I got back involved. So I'm not here to sell anything to anybody, run a Discord, offer good information, updates daily. Why? Because the market is so freaking tricky. So let's do my buy, sell, hold, or let's do my watch list. Well, Apple's at the top of my watch list. Why? Because it dropped 2%. If I see Apple drop more than 2% today at any point during the day, it will make me very fearful because it's beating down that pre-market dip, which was bought right back up to 1.24%. I'm also looking for news. Saidu Space. Why? Because they're off 30% after an offering. The stock is we're at 26 cents each. Again, they just made an offering. I would stay away from that. But at some point, the market cap on that stock is 13 million. They're going to spike. There's going to be a short squeeze in play. Then I have Wish. Then I have Alibaba, just to see if I was right about that. Now, Alibaba looks like it's recovering pre-market. And again, if I say the market's going to be bought up on the dip, but that would suck to be correct, but to start out down probably 30%. I mean, that would just be shit. Oh, Goldman up 339.60. It's one share, 3 shares. It doesn't make sense. So I'll wait till it opens. But yeah, I thought we might see. Now, here's my Goldman run. If Goldman does run, I thought we might run till 346. If I get any type of spike on Goldman to 344 or 46, up 6 points, up 8 points in 1 day or 2 days, boom, I will get out. I will take profit. I don't care if it still goes up to 350. I want to take profit when I think taking profit is good. Oh, okay. Then I have American Express. Why? Because American Express was down to 154 yesterday. They bought it up to 163.75. It closed at 163.28. Understanding 160, I thought would be an important support. It went from 160 to 161, 62. So if they're still going to buy American Express off those earnings, shit, and they're going to go inflow and volumes large, it's going higher. If American Express goes higher, then Goldman's going higher. So Goldman's on my list right next. Then AT&T. Why? Because I almost went into some options. I was going to buy the $17 calls for like $67, $68 each. They expire today, right? But the stock was $17.65. I thought we would see a bounce. We are pre-market. Does that mean it'll last during the day? I don't know. I mean, I thought it might go for 18, which would make those calls worth $1. If I'm in for 67, it goes to $1. I'm making $34 on a $66 purchase. So I'm making about 58%. That sounded like a good play to me. But I didn't buy it because I was like, that's so risky. Oh, the SPY turned positive. Not a shock. Nothing really matters pre-market. I'm sure that Apple scare and people are like, okay, well, it's just Apple. It wasn't the industry. I'm sure people are still curious as to what that does. But we're over VWAP. Again, when I showed you my SPY chart, and I'll do it one more time, we'll go over SPY predictions. I guess I'll stop with the stocks. If you're curious, ask me about stocks on our Discord, and I'll share that with you guys. But let's bring up the SPY chart one more time just to get a last final peek at it, okay? Let me make sure I'm sharing it with you guys. Boom, add to stream. All right, boom. Okay, here we go. I'll make myself small. So what are we looking at? SPY chart, 5-minute chart. What do you see, okay? Anytime there's good volume. When was good volume? Yesterday morning, but we dipped. Yes, so we dipped. They were buying the dip on decent volume. Then we dipped a little harder, started to recover. Low volume, yeah, it was green, but it was kind of mixed, right? Volume increases. Still previous to this morning, went back a little lower to those lows, right? Then we saw support. We saw support right at the 410 level, and we bounced back. So if support's at 410, and I think we can go in the range of 4.5 points, that tells me that I'm going to look for the SPY to go to right back where we dropped from yesterday. I don't know, 414.40, something to that extent. I'll look at Discord again right now. I'll look at the dark pool levels. So I'm giving you your bull case scenario. No, those are the Qs. Bull case scenario, SPY. Yeah, 413.81 plus or minus 20 cents. So I'm going to say my bull case scenario is 414. So wherever we drop on open, well, we're at 412. We drop to 411. We find support at 411. We're going to 414. Once the market finds support, would I enter any contracts to just go into the market like right away? Any contracts? No, I'm not risky. I don't go to a casino and go like red or black, $1,000 or pick a number on roulette. I mean, that's just stupid. That's stupid. Have strategy. How do you have strategy? You watch the market. You watch the chart. What do? So I'll bring up trading ticks, right? Or trading view, right? I will go to the 1 minute. That's how I watch the charts. I go to the 1 minute. I'm like, okay, volume. They tried to turn it around here. Still tried. It usually takes 4 or 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inflows. Then we had one final selling. I would have waited 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I would have said, okay, 3 minutes blue. I know the market's going back up. Let me look for a dip. The next minute, you get a dip. So right in here, if I'm watching on the 1 minute, I'm in at 410.76. That's when I'm bullish. Okay, I'm watching. 2 minutes. If this went 3 minutes, I would have sold. But instead, you got a larger volume spike upward. So I'm still holding. Again, extremely light volume. Boom, I would have looked at this. If there was a continuation here of another red candle, I would have sold. The market would have been down here. I would have took profit. In here, out here, took profit. But no, it was green. So then you get 4 straight greens. What am I going to do? I'm still holding because I'm greedy. Still holding because I think we're going up again, zooming out. So I would be holding through this morning. I would be holding, so that's how you trade. You look at it on a short-term basis. You see where you think the market's going. You trade your strategy accordingly. Again, in this market off lighter volume, what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure my entry is damn good. And I'm going to take 27, 32, 35%, 14%. If my entry sucks and I start out a trade down 20%, what am I going to take? 14% profit, 12% profit, 8% profit. Why? Because my entry sucks. If my entry was damn good and I'm like, wow, we keep bouncing off my entry, I'm green. Okay, I'm back to flat. I'm green. Then I know I can hold longer because my entry is damn support. Anyway, that's what we're trading at. SPY, 412 right now. What's likely to happen? We're likely to test that 411, maybe even 410.90. Find support, bounce higher. So bull case scenario, boom, we drop to 411. We find support. We bounce higher. We test that 414.50 level, something like that, 414.40. Bear case scenario. Okay, they let the market recover. We're going to see 413.50, 413.82, that dark pool level. What is it? 413.81. Okay, so here's your bear case scenario. We go, market starts, we get bought, steps higher. 413.81, we reject. Drop a little, try it again. 413.79, we reject. What happens? Market drops back to 410. That's your day. Bear case scenario, bull case scenario. Join me on Discord. See you guys really soon.